Kim Kardashian proves that she is the best Kardashian. We got to talk about this, but before we get into it, hello, my name is Sebastian and I spill pop culture tea videos every single day. So if you're looking for a new messy best friend, you have found me. So grab a snack and a drink, girl. I spill pop culture tea from my very sparkly closet. And girl, guess what? Listen, I hope one day to become your favorite your comfort content creator, because I want you to feel comfortable and cozy here, okay? The whole vibe is like we're on a FaceTime call, all right? So listen, Kim Kardashian is in Paris right now. She is getting her Voulez-vous coucher avec moi on, okay? And Miss Kim Kardashian, earlier in the week, last week, she testified 10 years after her Paris robbery. And it must have been so incredibly emotional. But now she's there on a fabulous, very fabulous and very rich bachelorette party, honey, okay? You know what it is about Miss Kim is that she is always going to show up with the fashion, okay? Does not matter what she's doing or who she's with or what's going on, girl. She will always be the fabulous, the fabulous fashions. She will bring the fabulous fashions. Kim Kardashian, Kim Kardashian is one of the biggest reality stars in the whole entire world. She is not only a reality star, she is now studying to be a lawyer. She is an actress. She is an entrepreneur. She has one of the biggest, freaking brands out there, Skims, right? But she's also a good friend, honey, because after her Paris robbery, she is with Lauren Sanchez at her bachelorette party. And there's a lot of stars there, including Eva Longoria, Katy Perry, of course, Kris Jenner is there. It's a star-studded event, right? And, Kim is always in the press, always in the media for, multiple reasons. But one thing is for sure. Kim Kardashian is always going to probably be the most nicest Kardashian when it comes to fans, okay? Kim Kardashian understands the worth of her fans. And I found the video just to prove that as Kim, Lauren, Eva, Katie, Kris were arriving to Lauren's bachelorette party dinner. As they were walking to the restaurant, Kim stayed behind to say hello to some fans. Check this out.
Hell, like this. Everything you're doing with your hair is gorgeous.
Here's my support friend.
Hi, Kim.
Come on, gorgeous.
You look like a princess today.
Okay. Hi, Katie.
I love you.
Katie, you look amazing.
Hi, Katie.
Katie, can you sign for him, please? Can you for me?
Can I take a
You want the last one, please?
Can I take a pic?
Sorry, I don't want to miss our dinner.
I'm sorry.
I'm really quick.
Tu peux me prendre eye contact.
Tu veux que je trouve deux?
Oui. Thank you guys so much.
Can I have
Kim, right here. Thank you again. Thank you. Thank you.
Can you sign, please?
Sorry, I gotta go. Sorry. It's cool out here, guys.
So listen, I live in Los Angeles and I heard all about the Kardashians. So I'm going to actually reveal to you guys who I've heard is the nicest and who I heard is not the nicest. So let's get started with the nicest, okay? I have met multiple people who not only worked for the Kardashians, known the Kardashians, are friendly with the Kardashians, had some kind of interaction with the Kardashians. And every single person tells me the same thing, that you are probably not going to believe, you guys, okay? But 99% of the people always say that Kim Kardashian is always the nicest, who takes time to sign, to take pictures, to take the selfies, to talk to you, to communicate, to just kind of hang out for a second and gives you that time. Now, Kendall Jenner, She doesn't have the best reputation, okay? Kendall Jenner does not have the best reputation. And I would say she's probably the worst of them that I've heard. Not that she's rude or anything, but she just is not that approachable, okay? She's not that approachable according to the people I've talked to. Now, the other one who is very nice is Miss Khloe Kardashian, okay? Miss Khloe Kardashian is supposed to be super nice. Actually, my husband met Khloe and he said that she was incredibly kind and that she was stunning in person, okay? Now, this one might shock you because she doesn't have the best reputation, but Miss Kourtney Kardashian, she is said to be very nice too, although don't ask for a picture because most likely she's gonna say no. And I have the best story to tell you guys. I have a friend who met Kourtney at a coffee shop, and basically he went up to Kourtney. They were standing in line at this coffee shop. Kourtney was in front of him and he was, in the back of, obviously if she's in front of him, obviously where the fuck is he going to be? But listen, so they were standing in line and Kourtney was there with her son, Rain. And as Kourtney ordered, she went to the side where you're supposed to wait for your drink and she was the only one there. Now, he goes up, orders his drink, he goes to the side. So when they're just standing there, Kourtney's like talking to Rain or, on her phone or whatever, just kind of like to herself. And then my friend goes up and says, "Hi, Kourtney, I just want to say I love you." And he said it quietly so no one really notices. She was wearing glasses, and immediately she goes, "Oh, thank you so much. That's very kind of you. What's your name?" He says his name. And then he says, "Kourtney, is it okay if we take a picture?" And then Kourtney says, "Let me ask my son because I'm with my son. Rain, is it okay we take a picture? Do you want to take a picture?" And Rain said, "No, I don't want a picture." So Kourtney said, "I'm so sorry. I won't be able to take a picture, but tell me about yourself," or whatever. They started up conversation while they were waiting for their drinks. As soon as the drink came to Kourtney, Kourtney said, "Thank you so much. It was so lovely meeting you." And then my friend actually gave her a hug. She went in for the hug. And then as soon as she came out of that coffee shop, there were her securities. The SUV was waiting for her and she got into the SUV and left. And I love those kind of stories because, Kourtney sometimes doesn't look that nice. "I just don't get it. I don't want to be a part of this. I just want to be excluded from your conversation." She just wants to toss that salad, okay? And she wants to be about her day. But I love that kind of stories because, at the end of the day, fans really are the ones who make you. I've also actually heard very nice things about Kylie. Incredibly nice things about Kylie. Kylie actually supposedly talks to people. I mean, I had a friend who had the most amazing interaction with Kylie. And there were like no paparazzi. There was no one around, because of course a lot of us would be like, of course there's cameras there. She's paying up for the cameras. But she was literally undercover. She was like at a mall and my friend ran into her and they literally like talked for like 2-3 minutes. And that's a lot for celebrity life, and she was super nice. She took pictures, this and that. And this is the type of things that really I know is going to surprise a lot of people. But the ones that I have heard have had great interactions. Kris Jenner, the last one, she's supposedly super, super, super nice. She gives advice. She says some of her most iconic, quotes, like, "You're doing amazing, sweetie." So it's so good to hear these things because, in the press, there are always such horrible things said about the Kardashians. But I have to say, the stories I've heard, my husband's experience with Khloe, like everyone that I've really talked to has never said anything negative about the Kardashians. Now, I know a lot of people, and including myself, that met a lot of celebrities that were not very nice. So if you want me to do a separate video on all the celebrities I've met that aren't very, very nice, let me know in the comments below because I would love to oblige. But what do you guys think? I think that Kim taking the time to sign is so amazing because you know what? If it really weren't for the fans, you wouldn't be where you are, okay? Because you could have the best product in the world, but bitch, if no one's buying it, you're not going to have a business for too long, okay? So What do you guys think? Let me know. I think it's important to also show this side of the tea world because we only really report on the negative and the drama. So I thought it would be kind of nice to kind of change it up a little bit. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. I feel so incredibly grateful and thankful for each and every one of you. I don't take any of you guys for granted. And like always, when I say the magical words, I want you to make a wish. Are you guys ready? All right. Beedity, bobbity, boom.